Hi guys, and welcome to my Cat-Walk TBR game for the month of September. So, because I had such a bad reading slump due to pain, I just kind of threw everything out the window. And where are you going, Omar? Oh, just resettling. Okay. So, because of the pain and the slump, I just threw everything out of the window. So I'm going to go ahead and do my TBR game, which is the Cat-Walk TBR game. I'll do that for the month of September. I'm going back to using physical dice instead of the dice generator that I got on like an app on my phone. It was free, but I just prefer the physical dice. So we'll go ahead and do that. I'm planning on 5 rolls. I am using 2 dice. I'm going back to 2 dice. So if I get a double, it's an extra roll. And one new rule I've thought of is if I were to get a prompt that I actually can't find a book that fits that prompt from my own TBR, so all the books unread in my library, then I have to add a book, so it's like 2 books for that one prompt, but they're basically whatever books I want. So it's just adding on an extra book. So hopefully that doesn't happen, but I don't know, I came up with that and I like that idea. So let's go ahead and get started with the first dice roll. So as you can see, I have company. This is Hopart. So he's gonna supervise the dice rolls and this filming. So he is 12 years old. As you can see, he's a pug. But yep, he's just getting old and struggling with arthritis. But he is a sweet, sweet boy. Oh, excuse you. Oh, where are you going? Just lay back down, buddy. Lay back down. Come here, lay down. Nope, he's going to move to a more comfortable position. Okay, so Hobart has moved to a more comfortable position for the time being, but let's go ahead and start roll number 1. 4. Okay, so as you can see, we're on the paw print right now. We're going 4 spots. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're on the new paw print. I need to get a new sticky note. Okay, so I've got the random generator. I'm going to change the max number to 3. And let's figure out what the first generator is. 2. Okay. So I'm going to pull up my random generators, and 2 is right there in the middle. This is a random color generator. So as you can see, we're on kind of a orange right now. Let's pick the color I'll be basing the book off of. So it's still orange, it's just a little darker. So yeah. Alright, so prompt number 1, we got a paw print, and that is a random generator. So I generated a number between 1 and 3 to figure if it was going to be a random word generator, a random color generator, or a random picture generator. So that's just a little reminder. So we ended up getting the number that landed us on the random color generator, and the color that came up was orange, and then, well, it came up automatically, and then I generated and it was a little deeper orange. So anyway, so the book I selected for that is Black Nerd Problems. This is by William Evans and Omar Holmon. If I remember correctly, this is a nonfiction. It does say essays right on there, and as you can see, this definitely has the orange, and then there's more in the back at the top there, so this fits that. So let's see what this is about. It says, when William Evans and Omar Holmon founded Black Nerd Problems, they had no idea whether anyone beyond their small circle of friends would be interested in their little corner of the internet. But soon after launching, they were surprised to find out that there was a wide community of people who hungered for fresh perspectives on all things nerdy from the perspective of #owned voices. So yes, so this is definitely going to be a non-fiction. It also says, in the years since, Evans and Holmon have built a large dedicated fan base eager for their brand of cultural critique, whether in the form of a laugh-out-loud, raucous Game of Thrones episode recap or an eloquent essay on dealing with grief through comedy. Now they are ready to take the next step in this vibrant and hilarious essay collection, which covers everything from the X-Men to Barona Taylor with insight and intelligence. So yes, so definitely a nonfiction. So this is going to be a collection of essays. This is my first time reading a collection of essays. I mean, I've read nonfiction before, obviously, but I have never read a collection of essays. So this will be interesting to see if this is something that I like and want to pursue in the future. Roll number 2. 6. Moving 6 spots. Sorry for my shadow, but that's just the way it is right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Another paw print. So another random generator. Okay. And we'll find out the number 3. So 1, 2, 3. It's on this outside. And this is the random picture. Okay. So got some kind of pattern there, but let's find the correct picture. So a dog. A playful dog. So maybe just a dog on the cover. All right, so we landed for prompt number 2 on another paw print. So we generated another number, and this time we ended up with a random picture generator. And this one was of a dog kind of just having a good time. You just look at the picture and you know that dog is just having fun, having the time of its life. So I found a book that I have that actually has dogs playing on the cover. So this is The 12 Dogs of Christmas by Lizzie Shane. So obviously this is going to be definitely set in winter around Christmas, obviously because of the title. So don't need to really explain that. Anyway, Lizzie Shane. It says, now this is the first in a series. I do have this whole trilogy, and this is a romance. I have read a book by Lizzie Shane before, and the romance book that I read by Lizzie Shane was clean, so I did get this. So I'm hoping it's still clean, because otherwise I wasted money on buying a trilogy that I wouldn't finish, but I'm thinking it'll be clean. So this one says, Christmas is coming, and 12 dogs need a home. Pine Hollow offers everything Allie Gilmore could wish for in a holiday break. Gently falling snow in a charming small town and time with her family. That is, until she learns some Grinch has stopped the funding for her family's rescue shelter, leaving her with only 4 weeks to find new homes for a dozen dogs. But when she confronts her Scroogey councilman nemesis, Allie finds he's far more reasonable and handsome than she ever expected. As the guardian of his dog-obsessed 10-year-old niece, Ben West doesn't have time to build a cuddly reputation, but he does feel guilty about the shelter closing. So he proposes a truce with Allie, agreeing to help her adopt out the lovable pups. As the two spend more time together, the town's gossip is spreading faster than Santa's sleigh on Christmas Eve. And soon Ben is hoping he can convince Allie that Pine Hollow is not just her home for the holidays, but for the whole year through. So, sweet romance, hopefully. Sweet on that. Okay. Roll number 3. 9. Okay. I'm having trouble getting the sticky note. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Vet. So this is a book that is greater than or equal to 500 pages. All right, prompt number 3, we landed on the vet symbol. So this is a book that is greater than or equal to 500 pages. And so I had to really think about this one because I didn't want something too dense. I'm wanting something that's a little easier, so I didn't want to go with a heavy, dense classic that would cover a lot of my options for a book over 500 pages. But this is another series that I'll be starting, and I have all 3. I meant to read these for a readathon, or like kind of like a group buddy read, but I just didn't have the time to fit it in. So I'm going to read at least the first one now. And this is The Ninth Reign, and this is by Jen Williams. This one says, the city of Abora once glittered with gold. Now its streets are stalked by wolves. Trollmelin, the Oathless, has no taste for waiting to die while the realm of his ancestors falls to pieces. Talk about a guilt trip. When the eccentric explorer Lady Vincenza, Vintage de Grazone, offers him employment, he sees a way out. even when they are joined by a fugitive witch with a tendency to set things on fire. The prospect of facing down monsters and retrieving artifacts is preferable to the abomination left behind. But not everyone is willing to let the empire collapse, and the adventurers are soon drawn into a tangled conspiracy of magic and war. So this also sounds like, I believe I heard this is like an epic fantasy, but this also sounds like it's going to be rather humorous, but we shall see. So that is The Ninth Reign by Jen Williams. Roll number 4. Okay, so as you can see, we're going to come off of this level, which was level 3, and we'll move to level 4. So I'm going 10 spots, so 1, 2, 3. Let's take this one off. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew, we missed that YouTube one, thank goodness. Okay, so another random generator. Okay, so back to the random number. Back to number 2. So, as you remember, this one is the random color generator. Okay, so we are now on a purple. So purple will be the color on the book. All right, so for this prompt we landed, which is number 4, we landed on another paw print. So we're getting the random generators today. Okay, so this one, when we generated the number, it came up to ultimately have to choose another random color. When I generated that, it came up with a kind of like a deep purple. So I had a couple of options, but I decided to go with this one. For one, it's got a couple of different shades of purple, and I got this out of the Owl Crate box when I used to subscribe to them. I don't remember, it doesn't have the month or the year, so I've had this for a while. Now, I have not had good luck with Owl Crate books. They just haven't been my taste, so it'll be good to read this and see if this is one I'm going to end up unhauling and DNFing, or if I'm actually going to like this one. But it's Amber and Dusk by Lyra Selene. So as you can see, it's got quite a bit of purple all the way around it. So the purple was more like kind of like in the little sky right here was that purple. So it's definitely on the cover. This says, Sylvie has always known she deserves more. Out in the permanent twilight of the Dusklands, the Sisters of the Scion taught her that her legacy, her power to create illusions, was a curse. But Sylvie knows it entitles her to a place in Cour d'Or, the palace of the Amber Empress and her high-born legacies. And so Sylvie sets off toward the Amber City, a glittering jewel under a sun that never sets, to take what is hers. But her hope is for a better life. A court is quickly dimmed. The Empress, Severine, invites her in only as part of a cruel wager among her beautiful and powerful courtiers. I don't know. Sylvie must assume a new name, Mirage, and work to hone her magic. She begins to navigate secretive social circles and join deadly games of intrigue in order to claim her spot at court. And soon it becomes apparent that things are not as they appear. However, no one, including her cruel yet captivating sponsor, Sunder, will answer her questions. As Mirage strives to seize what should be her rightful place, she must consider whether it is worth the price she will have to pay. So this one I'm a little nervous on, just because of the frequent use of that she deserves and what she's entitled to. I do not like books where the main character that we're following is very snobby, so I'm hoping that's not the case with this one. I'll give it a shot and we'll see, but I'm already kind of put off on it just from that synopsis. It just kind of sounds like it's going to annoy me a little bit, but I'm still going to try it because I do have it, so we'll see. Fingers crossed it'll actually be better than what the synopsis leads me to believe it will be. This is going suspiciously well, so roll number 5 and hopefully the final roll. 10. So yes, the final roll. Okay, going 10 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. We missed that YouTube prompt again. Another random generator, but so far, no additional books. Looking good, so let's get the random number generator. So I'm going to completely close the color. Okay. Number 3 again, which that is the random picture. So let's see what'll come up, and then we'll fix that. Okay. Generate. So this one looks like it's the feet of a bride and groom. See if I can zoom in a little bit for you. There you go. Does look like she has a bridal gown on, so maybe some kind of a wedding. Or just something with shoes. Alrighty, so this last prompt was another paw print, so another random generator. This one we ended up with a random picture, which was like the legs of a bride in hot pink tennis shoes, because she's got the bridal type, big old poofy, you know, Cinderella type dress at the bottom, and then someone dressed in like a black tux, and then the groom next to her in obviously the black tux with black tennis shoes as well. Now, the thing about this one, I could not find a book that would fit this prompt in any way. I just couldn't do it. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to take the punishment that I mentioned at the beginning. So this is the case where if I couldn't find a book to fit the prompt, I'll just pick any random book I want, but I have to pick another book and just any other book that I want. So I have an extra book because I couldn't find a book to fit the prompt. So the book that I selected is the second in a series. I don't know if this is just going to be a duology, but Master of Iron by Tricia Levenseller. I read Blade of Secrets a while ago, and then I loved it so much I had to pre-order this, and this came in. So this one is, I'm trying to remember what the first one was about. Let me look it up on my phone. So I'm going to read the synopsis for the first book because I don't want to read the synopsis of the second one in case you haven't picked up your own copy or you haven't even read the first one, and if you want to, I don't want to spoil anything in the first book, so I'm going to read the synopsis of the first book instead of the second book. So the synopsis of the first book is 18-year-old Ziva prefers metal to people. She spends her days tucked away in her forge, safe from society and the anxiety it causes her. Using her metal gift to craft unique weapons imbued with power. Then Ziva receives a commission from a powerful warlord, and the result is a sword capable of stealing its victims' secrets. A sword that can cut far deeper than the length of its blade. A sword with the strength to topple kingdoms. When Ziva learns of the warlord's intentions to use the weapon to enslave all the world under her rule, she takes her sister and flees. Joined by a distractingly handsome mercenary and young scholar with extensive knowledge of the world's known magics, Ziva and her sister set out on a quest to keep the sword safe until they can find a worthy wielder or a way to destroy it entirely. It says it's a teenage blacksmith with social anxiety, accepts the commission from the wrong person, and is forced to go on the run to protect the world from the most powerful magical sword she's ever made. So that's Blade of Secrets. This is the sequel to that one. So this one is Master of Iron. I am so excited. I absolutely loved Blade of Secrets. So I'm so very excited to delve back into this world and into the characters' lives again and continue along their path. So I am really excited. I also love that this image is underwater. The cover is velvety smooth, and you've got little bubbles floating up here that they're actually raised. And then this is the embossing on the front cover. So yes, I am very much looking forward to this book. Okay, so the book I selected for the punishment is going to be a book that I really want to catch up on this author's work, and so I'm going to read Daughters of the Lake by Wendy Webb. I have really enjoyed and loved every book that Wendy Webb has written so far. I have this one, and I think just one more from her, but I believe I have another one that's on pre-order, so I do want to catch up. So this one, let me tell you what it is. It says, the ghosts of the past come calling in a spellbinding heartstopper from the Queen of Northern Gothic. So her books are Gothic, so if you want Gothic paranormal, Wendy Webb is a good option. So the synopsis is, after the end of her marriage, Kate Granger has retreated to her parents' home on Lake Superior to pull herself together, only to discover the body of a murdered woman washed into the shallows. Tucked in the folds of the woman's curiously vintage gown is an infant, as cold and at peace as its mother. No one can identify the woman except for Kate. She's seen her before, in her dreams. 100 years ago, a love story ended in tragedy, its mysteries left unsolved. It's time for the lake to give up the secrets. As each mystery unravels, it pulls Kate deeper into the eddy of a haunting folk tale that has been handed down in whispers over generations. Now it's Kate's turn to listen. As a drowned woman reaches out from the grave, Kate reaches back. They must come together, if only in dreams, to right the sinister wrongs of the past. So, that sounds good to me. So yes, so this was the punishment book. It's just an extra book added to what I'm going to be reading. So instead of 5 books, I have 6 books. Now these do look doable. Hopefully I'll be in a good enough reading mood to get through all of these books. I am looking forward to them. They all sound really good, but only time will tell. So yes, I'm looking forward to these. So that's it for my August 2022 Cat-Walk TBR game. So if you have a book that you have that you think fits one of these prompts, definitely let me know in the description box. And it's something that I'll check out and see if that's something I'm interested in, or just let me know what you're most excited to get to in August. So that's it for this video. Until next time, stay true to yourself and enjoy a good book, and I'll talk to you later.